It's indeed a matter of immense pleasure for ESCI to be hosting this very important program which has got innate focus on leadership and higher education. Mr. Dilip Chanai, the Managing Director of Chief Executive Officer, NSDC, New Delhi. Dr. Sandhya Chinchala, Vice President, NASSCAM, Delhi. Mrs. Malati, Chief Executive Officer, RO Education Services, faculty members, directors, principals, decision makers from various institutions from 8 different states of the country and the staff members from the ESCI. When Sai Kishore came to me with this proposal to conduct a program, would like to accentuate the best practices corresponding to fostering high quality education. It took only a few seconds for me to say yes. As we are all aware, for a large and developing economy like India, skills and knowledge represent two very important parameters that provide the thrust, that provide the energy for socio-economic development of the country. And there are very many state-supported initiatives. There are also initiatives which are supported at institutional level, university level, campus levels. But if you look at the overall throughput, all of us understand, all of us can easily infer that there is a lot to be achieved. The common aspiration, the common desire which is permeating the thoughts of all the attendees who have assembled here is to find out the ways and means through which you can propel your institution from whichever stature it is occupying to higher position. But let me hazard to add one thing. It's easy to start an institution. In the initial level, the practices that you have got, the ecosystem that you can develop could at best be an average one. I don't want to use the word mediocrity because mediocrity happens because of the lack of attention. But in course of time, with consistent efforts coming from various quarters, you can take definitive step in terms of translating from good position to bad position or average position to good position. And I'm very sure a lot of institutions in the country with persistent efforts and all-round support are able to transcend beyond the average quality to good quality. But if you look at the organizations which have had extraordinary success in transcending beyond the good quality to exceptional quality, you can only get a very, very small percentage of institutions which can be ranked under that particular category. Is it because of the lack of resources? Is it because of the lack of awareness? Or is it because of the paucity of the ecosystem that can be conducive to this kind of a growth, systemic growth? Are there any objective parameters which can be put into place so that you can achieve this lofty ambition of securing the exceptional position? Unfortunately, there is no objectivity in this particular journey. There are so many subjective parameters, and whatever ways and means which you need to be understanding and effectuating in the campus have to evolve as a function of time, as a function of your experience, as a function of your observation. If you look at our own national policies, and we are extremely fortunate that we have got Chief Executive of NSDC with us, Mr. Dilip Chanai. The Government of India has set a lofty target of securing 25% of the GDP by year 2020 in manufacturing sector, from a level which is hovering around 15% in 2014. So how do you make a progression from 14% to 20% in manufacturing sector as a part of the GDP by involving the academic institutions? It's a big question mark. So I just want to contextualize this particular program for a few minutes. For the paucity of time and because of the pressing commitments, Mr. Dilip Chanai would be leaving immediately after this particular lecture. I would like to give the context of this particular program by giving what are our aspirations in terms of formulating this particular program and what is that we look up to in achieving at the end of the day. Can I see the second slide, please? See, if you look at the conventional criteria which are responsible for an institution to be ranked high as a leader, we are all aware. Some universities may give emphasis to high impact publications. Some institutions or some systems will talk about highly qualified faculty. A large number of institutions, incidentally, talk about very high quality infrastructure as one of the parameters through which their greatness can be gauged. And specifically among the engineering colleges who have this habit of flaunting their pass percentage and placement related records, you can see quarter page, half page screaming advertisements in Hindus, Enadus, so on and so forth, 100% pass, 100% placement. Are these the parameters which rank or which qualify somebody to be a leader in the academic system? And First rank, if you look at a couple of institutions, which I don't want to name, they always talk about our institution always manages to get the first rank in so and so examination. Does it mean that that particular institution is a leader? And grading, this is a new culture. When NBA or NAC come to a particular university or an institution, rank the program or A++ or AAA or whatever it is, immediately there is a big advertisement talking about this particular endorsement. This very endorsement, which is a function of an inspection team coming to your university for a few days and giving one grading list, is it a true reflection of your leadership position? You just think about it. What is that we strongly believe in? And what is that I have been doing? You know, some of you know it very well. I worked for 30 years in DRDO in a very responsible position as a project director of aerospace project. And just because of the passion for education, I stepped into the academic environment. So, having made this discernible journey, what is that I strongly believe in? I believe that leadership position is something which you can definitely secure by high quality learning, which leads to high quality thinking. And I feel the high quality learning is one parameter which can be emphasized or accentuated by doing the things, learning by doing. The second most important parameter, nurturing, fostering innovation, entrepreneurship. Luckily, we have set up an innovation corner. You can see how many young entrepreneurs out of Hyderabad are coming out with innovative things through which they want to drive the economy, through which they want to shape the future lives. I definitely feel this particular parameter can leave a lasting impression on the society of which you are an integral part. Industry relevant competition. We are all aware of so many reports which are being brought out by a renowned agency wherein the emphatic statement is 80% or 85% of the engineers are not employable. I for one strongly believe that if you can induct industry relevant competencies into the students right from the first semester, the placement is bound to happen. It's a very obvious outcome. So what are the ways and means by which you can induct industry relevant competencies and skills among the students? Then one very, very common complaint, I keep getting only last rank students from the rural background who can't even speak one particular sentence cohesively. What do I do? You should talk about a system which is based on inclusive growth. If you get the top rankers from JEE as your students, enabling them to secure high quality professional positions is not a challenge at all. In that regard, I don't want to give too much of credit to IITs because they have this luxury of attracting the best of the talent in the country. All that they are doing is providing a conducive environment by which their intellectual capabilities are preserved. Other organizations, which unfortunately or incidentally happen to attract mediocre, sub-mediocre students, have got a greater challenge in terms of inculcating those practices by which inclusive growth can be demonstrated. Then competency map. See, yesterday someone from AT&T was mentioning, in case your mobile phone network is always working, you never pick up phone and talk to Vodafone or BSNL or Tata Docomo, say, I love you guys, my phone is always working. But in case it doesn't work even for 30 seconds, you are immediately prone to making a complaint. How many times do you compliment a good teacher for making a change, an impact, a positive impact over the system? What is it you are doing in terms of mapping the students and incentivizing those students who would like to aspire for greater positions in the future? And last but not the least, do you have the vision to look beyond the ordinary? Why should an organization which is located in a remote location should be thinking about seeing beyond? And I for one feel that these are some of the subjective parameters which can provide leadership among the academic institutions. And what is that I am doing? I am not interested in giving some abstract learnings and some means which cannot be translated into action plans in near term or mid term. So I would like to do some things. I would like to talk about some things which you can take as the pieces of advice and do in your own campuses and come back to me with the feedback. The first and foremost thing, can you inspire your students to do by heart and hands? Because doing something with their own hands is translating into permanent learning. Second one, there are a lot of things which people can be achieving as they are in the campus and which can lead to skills, which can lead to competencies. Fortunately, I would like to mention in front of the Chief Executive of NSDC that We came to know about NSDC STAR program 4 to 5 months ago, and immediately I felt banking, insurance, BPO sectors can definitely take advantage of NSDC STAR scheme. But why are not the engineering institutions talking about STAR program with attention, wherein there are a lot of skill sets corresponding to telecom sector which can manifest in skills connected with fiber optic related practices, and for which positions are available, plentiful of positions, lakhs of positions are available in major companies. So immediately we mounted a program, and I am happy to state in front of you, in spite of Himalayan resistance from the students and the managements in 7 different states, we were able to implement the telecom related skill development program connected with optic fibers for 3,900 students in 7 different states in just about 4 months. And how did this happen? Because we were able to show the connect between the skill induction to the professional careers.